question that was raised by Senator Catherine Moma on the adoption of the electronic government procurement system, EGP Kenya, across national and county government entities. And there are a number of other questions that are tied to that, but I will not again reread the questions because they have been read by the honorable member who has raised the question. So, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the National Treasury officially launched the electronic government procurement system on April 7, 2025, and directed that all public procuring entities should conduct procurement processes through EGP system effective from 1st July 2025. Mr. Speaker, as we all know, Article 227 of the Constitution requires a system of procurement that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. And in compliance with this article of the Constitution, Parliament, in fact, indeed enacted the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015 with its attendant regulations in 2020. Mr. Speaker, EGP is a system that automates procurement processes from bid submission, tender opening to the tender award. And the system minimizes human interaction, which is the main objective of this system, which traditionally has been a major source of corruption, favoritism, and solicitation of facilitation fees. So, Mr. Speaker, the system, if I may just quickly describe it, is built on the open contracting data standard, which enables the publication of procurement data for public scrutiny and therefore strengthening accountability. Mr. Speaker, members, oversight bodies, suppliers, and the public can monitor the status of tenders from submission to award. The implementation and use of the EGP system will therefore result in reduced cost of goods, works, and services, increased transparency in procurement processes and practices, improved efficiency in procurement by minimizing the procurement cycle time, and maximizing value for money, fostering accountability and transparency, and of course, improving confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of transactions between procuring entities and suppliers. It will streamline procurement processes across the government through standardization of processes and practices. So, to address the first question that was asked, the number of entities at each level that have fully or partially adopted EGP system, as well as those that are yet to migrate to the system. As of May 2026, 1,543 number of public procuring entities had been registered and onboarded to EGP system. 679 in number of them have published their consolidated annual procurement plans in the EGP system. Now, the total number and value of contracts processed through EGP Kenya since its rollout, Mr. Speaker, has provided for in the EGP portal, which is indicated, a total of 9,772 in number of tenders have been published and 2,604 in number contracts published in the EGP, and the value of this contract is about 9 billion. But I want to just note that given that we are closing the financial year, we have seen a lot or an increased use of this platform, and as we speak, not less than 12 billion have been processed. And every day, I've been informed now, we are closing not less than 30 tenders per day. So noting that procurement is a process, it is expected that those numbers will significantly change, as I've said, at the close of the financial year. So now we have seen increased use of this platform. The number of entities that have fully complied with the legal requirement to publish contracts and other procurement-related information, Mr. Speaker, a total of 2,604 procuring entities have published their contracts in the EGP. How much has the government saved so far by transitioning to EGP Kenya, and has there been an improvement in the efficiency of procurement processes since the transition? There is no verified figure for total savings realized from the EGP rollout yet, as the system is in the initial phase of takeoff. The numbers in most public sources remain projections or anticipated savings, not confirmed by independent audits. However, there are several qualitative and structural improvements reported so far in terms of reduced procurement times, cycle time, greater transparency, tighter integration with financial tax systems, and built-in audit trails. C, I was required to elaborate on what steps has the government taken to address the factors undermining the success of EGP Kenya, among them the limited capacity and resistance among procurement officers, as well as the lack of adequate information, communication and technology infrastructure, and internet connectivity, particularly in the rural areas. Mr. Speaker, the National Treasury has deployed trainers of trainers, that is TOTs, to guide procurement officers across national and county governments. Over 2,000 procurement officers have already undergone hands-on training, and a further 40,554 PFM officers drawn from national and county governments have undergone virtual training via webinars. A help desk, that is technical support center, has been set up to assist users navigating the system at the Kenya Institute of Supplies Management Towers along Gong Road in Nairobi. The National Treasury has partnered also with the Kenya School of Government to deliver countrywide training for PFM officers and other stakeholders. Mr. Speaker, equally, there are weekly registration and training webinars for suppliers, contractors, and other stakeholders who require support. The National Treasury has also signed an MOU with the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry to train suppliers in all counties in the Republic, and the trainings are ongoing. Manuals and user guides have also been uploaded on the EGP portal to support onboarding, and physical support points have been set up in all the Huduma centers across the country where potential suppliers and contractors can get in-person help with registration. So, Mr. Speaker, the EGP system is being integrated with other systems such as IFMIS, KRA, iTax, Business Registration Service, and population registries. This enhances authenticity for users and embeds EGP in broader government digital infrastructure. Number D, what measures are the ministry put in place to mitigate against service delivery interruption during the transition period, particularly in health facilities, schools, and other entities offering critical services? Mr. Speaker, the National Treasury did issue a public notice ahead of the rollout, informing all suppliers, contractors, and consultants about the EGP launch, with clear instructions to register and use the system. In that notice, the National Treasury emphasized that only procurements processed through EGP will be sanctioned and paid for going forward, which signaled a firm push to have entities comply rather than revert to the manual systems. To support suppliers, procuring entities, and other stakeholders, the National Treasury set up help desk support, weekly webinars, user manuals, and in-person assistance parent platform for tenders. The system facilitates online preparation, submission, and approval of procurement plans, as well as publication of approved plans and awarded tenders, allowing for public scrutiny. The EGP system has accordingly enhanced transparency and accountability because all the procurement processes are now public and thus easier to undertake procurement audit trails. Mr. Speaker, I call upon this Honorable House to support this critical PFM reform, which upon maturity is expected to give value for money and secure savings of up to 85% tax devolution. I wanted just to state how counties are performing. County level summary: when county entities are grouped by their part 7, contracts which are worth 1.39 billion are already in the system. Number 2 is actually Siaya County. Number 5, Trans Nzoia, number 13, which is out of 47. The rest which are not here don't have any contract in the system. I want also to state that now the stability of the system has been guaranteed. In the month of March, we have at least a champion in every state-owned enterprise. And each county has 2 champions assigned to them. And each state department has been assigned a TOT. And I spoke about the partnership that we have with the National Chamber of Commerce to help support the suppliers and contractors. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I end my submission.
Senator Muma, do you have any supplementary questions?
Yes, I do, Chair. Honorable CS, my follow-up question follows your response to B, where you don't have verified figures on how much government has saved, and also your answer to E in terms of what you have put in place. Has the National Treasury